Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jill Cherry. For those of you who don't know me, I am the owner of Cherry Picked Webco, a website company for chiropractors. I have been getting involved in learning about AI. I don't, I, AI is one of those things where it's like scary until you start to learn and dive into the type of AI we're going to be talking about today. Um, so I love seeing everybody on with me this morning. I hope that you guys walk away with at least one tangible thing you can implement in your office starting Monday or even this weekend. And so what we're going to be covering today is just the basics of AI. Um, Also, I'm going to be having to let people in. So if I just, you guys wave at me if you see somebody that is waiting to be let in, if you can see that. I don't know if you can even see that. Let me go ahead. Okay. So when you guys, I want you to put in the chat, when you guys think of AI, what do you think of? Is it exciting to you? Is it scary? Are you just clueless? And maybe one thing you're hoping to learn. And Araceli, I can't see the chat, so if you could just help me moderate this group since you can see it, I'm hoping, and just kind of chime in and tell me what people are hoping to learn or how AI makes them feel currently. Gary, I think it's exciting, hoping can save him some time, definitely. Okay. So when we think about AI, again, there's so many different things when it comes to AI that we all think about. For me, when I think of AI, I think of two different movies. One is Ready Player One, which is kind of scary, and also the Will Smith movie where robots take over. Um, the type of AI we're talking about today is none of that. So we're talking about LLM style AI. It's a language learning model. And this is what most people are using when they say, oh yeah, I have implemented AI into my business in some way. I love it. A dangerous friend is what Don said. That's funny. So what exactly is an LLM? As you can see, and if you guys actually want to take a screenshot of my slides, I'm going to teach you today how when you take a screenshot of a bunch of text, you can actually upload that into AI and it will generate the text from that slide for you. So for example, if you're at a DE or a business seminar and you want to really be all in with what the speaker is saying and you don't really necessarily want to take notes, I'm going to teach you how you can take pictures of their slides, upload it into one of the forms of AI I'm going to be showing you today, and it will literally generate the text for you, which is a big time saver, really, really cool. And then also you don't have to have a panic attack for all the text you see. You're like, oh my God, I cannot write all that down in this short amount of time. But a language learning model is things like ChatGPT, which is everybody is most familiar with ChatGPT. Gemini with Google is another one. Claude by Anthropic is something that we'll be talking about today. But these are the types of AI where you give it information and you're expecting information back. One thing I want you guys to write down is you cannot automate something that doesn't have a process. So when it comes to AI, it's extremely smart. Like Don said, it's a dangerous friend. That is true. It's extremely intelligent, but you have to talk to AI like it is a 10-year-old. So for example, and we'll get into this later, but these are all of the things that you can use the type of AI I'm talking about today in your practice. So the AI journey, how does this normally work for most people? I tried to think of specific to chiropractors or CAs or chiropractic spouses, how this would apply. So the first step that you guys are taking today is awareness, or maybe you're in the skill acquisition or strategy part of it, but basically we learn that it exists and we learn of all the things AI can do for you and help you do. but then it's learning how to do it if you don't want to hire somebody, or the strategy behind how to use AI. Then we go into implementation. Then once you implement, this is great, but it's amazing. Think of it like a savant in all the things, but again, you have to speak to it like it's a child. So always evaluating your prompts. We're going to be talking about prompting today. And then once you have an implementation of a little basic tasks with AI, you've evaluated it, you enjoy it, it's helping you thrive. Then it goes into full integration where it is a large part of your business. Then you continually improve that as a part of your business and to the point where you're just monitoring it. So the value of AI. So a lot of people say AI is stupid, they don't like it, it makes them frustrated. And to me, it's because they just don't know how it can help them yet, and that's okay. So what if I could tell you that the lazy CA you have in your office that's not really doing their job great, like answering a phone or notes or whatever it is, say they're just not doing a great job at it. What if I could tell you that you could replace at least one of your CAs with AI? So not only are you saving money, but you're also saving the time and the headache of training somebody who just doesn't care to be there. You can enhance decision-making skills. So I always like to say you can literally ask AI anything, and it is going to give you a roadmap. And then the last thing is just improved customer experience. So again, that goes in with your operational efficiency. But these are all the ways that you can use AI, not just for a blog post. Is everybody with me? Thumbs up. I can see some of you, not all of you though. Good, love it. So AI does not replace creativity, it empowers it. So why I wanted to include this slide is because one thing, if you get away from this webinar and you're like, okay, I can copy and paste everything from AI, do not do that. AI is again a tool to give you a roadmap that is like 85% of the way there, but you still need to read over it. You need to make sure it uses appropriate words, like we don't use manipulation, or maybe you do, maybe you don't, it doesn't matter, but making sure it uses appropriate words for what you're trying to convey in your messaging. We'll talk about the difference between ChatGPT and Claude. Claude is going to be better for your blogging, your social media planning, because it learns you as you interact with it. ChatGPT, and it also only gives you information based on what you have given it. ChatGPT searches the internet. So again, we'll go over all of this, but just an overview of don't copy and paste your AI stuff. Okay, so this is an important screen. I want to spend a little bit of time here. These are the top 3 AI apps as of right now. So my coach, her name is Callan. She says, I could teach you something today and it be obsolete tomorrow when it comes to AI, which is very true. I can tell you something today and then tomorrow, maybe Google's Gemini platform is going to be better than all 3 of these, but I won't know that until tomorrow. And so for today, as of right now, August 2nd at 9:30 in the morning, these are the 3 that you should be using. ChatGPT is the most common. It's general knowledge inquiries, data analysis. So you can literally plug in data sheets and you can, maybe you have a staff like KPI sheet and you're like, please tell me who is performing the best so I can reward them with an appropriate bonus and tell me the bonus. You can literally upload that sheet into ChatGPT and it will give you a full analysis of all your staff, who did the best, why they did the best, and an appropriate bonusing structure based on the numbers. It's really cool. You can even ask ChatGPT, like, I have a bell pepper, I have salsa, I have chicken and noodles. What can I make with that? And it will give you a full-on recipe. So really cool in different ways to use AI. Claude is going to be more for your content creation, which is where chiropractors seem to want to live with AI. They just want to focus all on their blogging, their website, their scripts, their articles, their blog posts, all the stuff. If you're going to be using AI for that, that's not bad. Just use Claude to do it. Proofreading, editing, and then conversational AI and chatbots are always going to be better with Claude as well. Then Perplexity is like Google on steroids. So we're going to be reviewing all of these today. Type in the chat box if you have ever heard of any of these three before. And I will wait. ChatGPT, yep. Have you ever heard of Claude or Perplexity yet? All of them, yep. Nope. Okay, perfect. I'm excited. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Your minds are about to be blown. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just chat in Gemini. Trevor, Gemini is the worst one to use as of now. Again, that's as of August 2nd, 2024. It could be the best one tomorrow. That's how fast AI moves. But that's why you don't see Gemini up on my screen, because these are the three that you should be using. Okay, so this is like AI learning 101. This is how we are going to be communicating with the three platforms I just showed you. Again, ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. Perplexity, not so much, because that one you just kind of ask it what you want it to know, like a Google search engine, but it gives you all of the things plus cited sources. And so it's really cool. We'll get into the actual application part of that a little bit later. But for Claude and ChatGPT, we need to know how to communicate with it. So if you think of having a literal business coach in your back pocket on your phone, but that business coach isn't 9 years old, but they're as smart as like Alex Hermosi, we need to start thinking that's how we communicate with AI. AI also thrives on context. So, for example, you can say, write me a blog on headaches, and it's just ChatGPT wants to make you happy. So it can literally put lies within that text because it just wants to give you an article on headaches. Whereas Claude, it does more due diligence and maybe ask some questions on like, okay, well, what about headaches do you want the reader to know? And it will prompt questions for you to answer so that it gives you better text. But think about, does everybody in here have children? Raise your hand. So if you have ever given three, okay, so you know this. And what are these apps? Wendy, yes, so you can use them both. Sorry, I'm doing the chat and live teaching. Yes, ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity can all be used on the desktop or the phone. For the purpose of timing today, we're just going to be using the computer versions of them. Also, please note, paid versions are always better, and they're pretty cheap. It's 20 bucks a month. So say for me, I spend $60 a month to have all of my AI, and it is phenomenal. For example, what I've been learning is I have a prompt, which is what we're talking about right now, that I can plug in all of the answers to my client questionnaire, and it generates an entire website of copy based on my client's answers. So it's not all the same copy, and it is all generated how people answer my prompting questions. So pretty cool. But these are the ways that you can start to use AI. Earlier, Wendy, you asked about social media planning. We're going to create a prompt together today for you that you can literally take, copy, and paste this prompt every month, and it will give you 30 days of content for your social media. And all you have to do is come up and execute the plan it gives you. So going back to my example of how we communicate with, and your work is saved from the app and desktop. Yep. So RSLE, good point. If you do put these on your mobile device, they sync with each other, so you can kind of go back and forth from desktop and mobile. But going back to talking about AI and how we talk to AI, everybody in here has kids, and so you know that when you give a set of instructions to your child, you don't just say, go do the dishes, because that could mean that kid's just going to rinse them off and put them in the dryer. You're going to say, hey, Benji, I need you to go to the kitchen. I need you to grab a sponge and some soap, and I need you to wash all the dishes by hand. I want you to turn the water off while you're washing the dish. And then when you're ready to rinse the dish, I want you to turn the water back on. And then I want you to make sure that the dish is actually clean before you put it into the drying rack. So you see the two differences. Does that make sense? Say yes in the chat or raise your hand so I can see you. So you wouldn't just give it a very generalized example. You would be very specific in what you're wanting. This is prompting. Prompting with AI gets you better results with the output. We need to tell AI to tell us what we need to tell it. It's kind of like an Inception thing. I know it's really confusing. It'll make sense when we do the actual AI stuff later. But just know that if you don't really know how to use AI or even where to start, you can literally ask AI, this is what I'm trying to do. Where do I start? And it will tell you. We have two different types of prompting. We have on-the-fly prompting and we have repeatable process prompting. On-the-fly prompting would be, AI, tell me a recipe I can do for dinner tonight. I do not feel like eating spaghetti and meatballs. I really love Asian food. Can you give me a recipe? And this is what I have in my fridge. Repeatable prompting is going to be, we create a prompt. We spend time on that prompt. I would say 45 minutes to an hour on that prompt, to where you can literally copy and paste that prompt moving forward to get the same repeatable process. An example of this would be your email marketing, blogging, social media concepts, where me and Araceli are actually coming up with a course for chiropractors. And so there's even things like called a Claude project, where you can literally have a hiring and onboarding Claude project, where a new hire would go into your Claude project, learn everything there is to know about your company. They can ask questions to your company in that project. So really, really neat stuff. But again, this is like 101. So we need to start with the basics in order to get there. So this is prompting 101. This is the structure of a prompt. So you have a role, you have context, you have the objective, the style, the tone, the structure, and then your custom inputs. Custom inputs are going to be all of the things that you provide the prompt, and then it will give you the information. Any questions so far? And feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions, type them in the chat box. Okay, so we're gonna tell AI, who are you acting like? Are you acting like a business coach? Are you acting like a chef? Are you acting like a social media manager with 35 years of experience? Then you're gonna be telling AI, well, what are you doing? As a social media manager of 35 years of experience, what do you need AI to do for you as that person? Objective, style, tone. Okay. So a lot of people hate the output of AI because they're like, I can totally tell this is AI right away. And my husband is that way. He'll say, I can't stand AI. I can tell right away when someone writes with AI. And so I tricked him one day and I wrote something with AI and I was like, what do you think of this? Like, I'm going to send this to a client. Like, tell me what you think. He's like, oh, wow, that was like really good. And he was like, yeah, that's great. Like, great job. And I was like, oh, thanks. It was done with AI. He was like so mind blown because it sounded like me. So one exercise we're all going to be doing together in this room is we're going to be finding your tone for AI. So for example, AI for me told me I sound like and write like Marie Forleo, which is amazing because she's awesome. But it's true, we do sound very similar in our writing styles. And so in my prompt, I always put my tone as Marie Forleo or the description of Marie Forleo that AI has provided to me. And then your structure and your custom inputs. Everybody with me, put like a little something in the chat so I know that you're not totally glazed over. I see thumbs up, smiles. Yes. Okay, perfect. How do we build that? We're going to go over it right now. Also, I know I'm moving very fast. Teaching AI within the hour-ish is next near possible. I now know how my coach feels. But we're going to do some real-time stuff right now. So we're going to find your tone, which I will provide the prompt to you. and we're going to, I'm going to provide a prompt to build a prompt for you as well. And if my one job is to just tell you that this stuff exists, if you don't like it, that's totally fine. A lot of people don't. It's very overwhelming to them. However, you can always hire an expert to help you with this stuff. So again, my job is to let you know that it exists, and then you can either dive into it like Araceli and I have, or you can hire somebody to help you with it. Any questions? We're going to do a live demo right now. So if you guys do not have background noise and you want me to do anything for you during this live demo, unmute yourself. It's now conversational. I do not like talking to myself or by myself, so please interact with me. But for the first live demo portion, we are going to go over all the apps that you need. So let's start with ChatGPT. Go ahead and I pulled this up to prepare for this class because if you type in your Google ChatGPT 4, you're going to get all of these sponsored ads on your internet browser. Ignore all of them. And you can also see where it says chat and ask AI, and then it says ask AI chat.app or chatbot.app.ai. Those are not ChatGPT. So you're going to want to scroll down until you actually find ChatGPT right here. And I'll throw it in the chat as well, but
So are we getting an app?
it's a website.
So, but should we do it on our phones or?
You can if you want.
So don't go to the app store, go to the website.
Go to a website. Yep.
Okay.
And I put the link in our chat for ChatGPT. This is one that we're going to have open. I, again, personally have the paid version. It just gives better output. So I highly recommend it. If you don't want to spend the money, not a problem. But it's only $20 a month. So
What makes it better when you pay?
the output that you get when talking to it, you have, I believe, more space, and it saves your chats as well. Okay, so let's find somebody's tone. So let me actually sign into
Find my tone.
your tone, Araceli. Okay.
Yeah.
What have you written? Have you written any like content for me?
I don't think so.
Have you written any blogs on your website?
No, you write them for me.
Okay. I have
Sorry.
a max amount of 4 every day on the free version, and it slows responses after that. Okay, so Trevor's in the group, and he said that he reaches his max amount of 4.0 every day on the free version, and it slows responses after that. If you paste any images into it and have to restart a new chat after reaching the max of 4.0. So that's the free version, right, Trevor?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's the free version. Obviously with AI, my coach just says anything better is paid. And it's not that expensive. Again, I spend less than $100 a month on all my AI stuff. Okay, so I'm giving you guys in the chat box a tone prompt. If you can copy this. And we're going to go over to ChatGPT, and we're going to paste this tone prompt into your ChatGPT. And then we're going to find Araceli's tone. Araceli, who do you trying to think? Because basically you have to have content that you like or that you've written to copy here.
Okay, yeah.
Araceli, have you written anything that you can provide to me to paste here?
No, just my post on social media.
Okay. And your post on
Very
social
aggressive,
media.
very aggressive, very, very straightforward, very argumentative.
Okay, let's go find Araceli with her aggressive. Another tool I'm using that I love is called Pastebot. So I can copy multiple things, like up to 100 things, and paste them all at one time through. So we'll just copy a bunch of this.
That was ChatGPT, by the way, so you might not want to copy that.
We're gonna copy it anyway because we're gonna see what ChatGPT does. What was the Paste app called? I'm pretty sure it's called Pastebot. Yeah, this one right here. Pastebot. Did you get it, Trevor? I'll put it in the,
I entered.
there you go. Okay. Now let's go over here and we're going to, whenever you paste, you're going to shift return. Okay. So now I have copied my prompt and then which is up here, and it's literally telling this chat how to act. So please give me a tone and essence of the following content. I'm working on building out a consistent brand voice, so consistency is key. Please give me back the tone and essence of the content only with no topic. So you'll notice also in this tone, there are all capped words. That's kind of like yelling at AI or telling it, this is very important, so please pay attention. Do not include the goal of the content. Make 2 sentences, short and concise, include key words. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and enter that and we're gonna see. Oh, great. Okay, let's regenerate and see what happens. Okay, here we go. So Araceli is energetic and celebratory, emphasizing love, pride, and excitement for personal milestones. Keywords: family, proud, goals, professional, exciting, congratulations, and happy. Okay, so we're gonna say, this is good. If this were to sound like someone, who would this sound like?
That's scary.
You got Marie Forleo too. So now, okay, so for Marie Forleo, because that's who I sound like, which if anyone knows anything about Araceli and I, we have the same birthdays. We're born an hour apart, just 20 years apart. So we're pretty much the same. So I have saved in my library of things. Sorry. Where am I at? In my library of stuff, I know that my tone output is right here. But to make it somewhat different for Araceli, we're going to then go back to ChatGPT and we're going to say, okay, and if you were to give Marie Forleo a tone output for a prompt, what would that tone be? And then it's going to give you a paragraph. So you're going to copy this, make a little note, and you're going to take, well, you could actually leave Marie Forleo in there because you're going to take this tone and you're going to put it into all of your prompts. Remember over here, when we come to prompting 101, your tone now becomes the paragraph we had just found with ChatGPT. Is this mind-blowing? Is this making sense? Is this not making sense? How can I help you guys? Got to talk to me.
Yeah, this is really awesome. I didn't know it would do this.
Yeah.
I actually signed up. I think I signed up for the paid version of ChatGPT or OpenAI. I don't know. But when I tried to log in, now I'm on some weird screen that's like asking me if I want to do a project or something. So how do I just get back to like just the search to do what you're doing?
Just type in chatgpt.com and see if you can get back to that screen, because I can't see what you're seeing.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, let me know.
Okay.
Now, like I said, ChatGPT is really good for like the random things, but now we're going to be switching gears to prompting for a repeatable process. So what we just did just now is called on the fly prompting. So you have a prompt, you do it on the fly, you ask it questions back and forth. As you can see, it's conversational. Okay. What we want to do right now is create a repeatable process. So Wendy earlier in the call asked about social media planning. She goes, it's just overwhelming. So what I'm going to do in real time, and I love AI because you can make mistakes and it always gets itself corrected out. And so that's what I want to show you guys in this video too, that sometimes AI doesn't always get it right. And sometimes it gets it right perfect the first time. One thing I want to do before we do that, though, is I actually want to take the tone of Marie Forleo and see if Claude will give us a better output. So Claude, again, is like the #1 right now. Oh, gosh. Okay, let me sign in. Working. You know, we can just do it on my normal browser. Okay. So it's like, hi, can Claude help you today? I literally just, don't you just love multi-factor authentication? No, I hate it, but it keeps me safe. Whatever. Okay. So again, going back, and I might be repeating myself a lot, but just to give you perspective of AI, I've been learning AI with Araceli for several months now, and I still don't know all the things. And so I'm repeating myself so you guys just get like 3 basic things down: how to communicate with AI, how to prompt AI, and how to get basic output. Then eventually when I do release my course, you guys will be one step ahead of the game because you guys will have the basics down for all the other things. Okay, so if you were to describe Marie Forleo in a paragraph of, if you were to describe Marie Forleo in a paragraph, let's do Marie Forleo's tone. Can you please give me a paragraph description? I'm trying to have a voice. I need this tone for my AI. And let's see what Claude comes up with. So now what Araceli could do is take this paragraph and just change her to the or my for her outputs. Does this make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Claude is just better, again, for overall content creation. Okay, great. So that is your tone output. If anyone has any questions on this, send me an email. Maybe I can put together a guide on it. But again, don't fret because you guys are registered for this webinar, you'll get my slide deck. You're also going to get about 20 pages of notes that I've put together for you that I couldn't cover within the hour. Okay, going back to my prompt library. So now we're going to do a prompt to create a prompt. This is all stuff that I've gotten from my class, that again, you will get for this class. This prompt will be in your notes. So again, don't worry. We're going to come over here to Claude, and Wendy, we're going to go ahead and build you a social media planning prompt. Sound good?
Aye.
All right, so we're going to paste the prompt into my Claude and we're just going to hit enter. Okay, so as you'll notice, when you take some time to go back through this class and all the notes, you'll notice at the very bottom, I literally told it, just ask me 2 questions and I want you to build a world-class prompt. Just so you know, if, side note, if prompting or all of this, again, is extremely overwhelming to you, you just don't want to do it, you can go on Fiverr. There's a few different like VA hiring websites where you can literally go hire a prompt engineer is what they call themselves, people who do this for a living. But I'm hoping that after I teach you the basics, you won't need to do that. But again, as busy business owners, maybe you don't have the time, we can help you. But anyways, okay, going back to the prompt. What specific type of prompt are you looking to create? I want to create a prompt that helps me generate, we'll say 30 days, generate a 30-day social media calendar. I want themes and ideas. Post on my okay. Now we have to be more specific. I already know that my output would be bad based on what I've given it. So, but just for the sake of learning, let's go ahead and just give it this and see what it comes up with. And again, remember, I said that repeatable prompting takes time to create a prompt, okay? So what we're doing right now is we're gonna play with this one prompt. If the output is not what we want, then we're going to have to go back to square one and we're going to have to give it more context. And then it will generate another prompt and we'll see if that one works. Everybody with me on that?
Yes.
What we're doing right now is we're creating a prompt for Wendy where she can literally copy and paste this prompt every month and get different outputs for her social media posting. So this is the prompt that it has come up with. So thank you for providing that information. Based on your needs, I'll create a world-class ChatGPT prompt to help you generate 30-day social media calendar for your chiropractic office. And here's the prompt. So inputs is going to be what you tell it every time. And then the role is how it's going to act. The objective is what it's going to create. The structure is how it will present. So underneath structure, if you love bullet points, you can literally tell it, I want it bullet pointed. If you hate bullet points and prefer numbers, you can literally tell it, I want it to be numbered. But let's go ahead and copy this prompt. We'll try it in both Claude and ChatGPT. So let's start a new chat. We're going to paste the prompt. One thing my coach always says is just paste this prompt in a note. We're going to paste it. And we're going to give the inputs here on this note because sometimes it can be deleted within the app. So the chiropractic office name, Wendy, what's your chiropractic office name?
Shellen Family Chiropractic.
Sean?
Shellen, SCHELIN. Family Chiropractic.
Thank you. And who's your primary target audience?
Everybody, what do you mean? Anybody that has a spine.
So good marketing is specific marketing.
Okay.
So we need to narrow it down from everybody with a spine to, if you could think of in your head right now, the one person in your office, you love seeing them. They
Mhm.
they never miss an appointment. They always pay on time. They pay in full. They have children. They don't have children. What do they do for work? What does the dad do? What does the mom do? How do they dress? What clothing do they wear? Things like that. And then we're going to embody that person. So for the sake of this prompt, the primary target would be a stay-at-home mom with 2 to 3 children.
Mhm.
And we're just going to leave it at that for now. Any specific services or treatments you want to highlight? We're just going to do chiropractic care
Okay.
for a busy family. Okay, so now we're going to copy inputs down. Trevor, they for sure do. He goes, I can vouch stay-at-home parents with 2 to 3 kids definitely need chiropractic care, 100%. Okay. Oh, and then if you think about something too, like input, stay-at-home moms with 2 to 3 children, those people are normally stressed out too. So we could put like people who are stressed. So now again, copy. And now we're going to come over here and let me delete all this out. And we're going to paste. Okay, let's see what kind of output this gives. Again, what do you think about this output, Wendy? Do you like it? Is it too much?
It's hard for me to read. It's just going so fast. So I don't really know what I'm looking at. You're just saying like the format.
Yeah, so when I use AI, I look at the format, the words it's using, if I want more. So for example, I think this is great for somebody who's creative, but maybe you're not creative, okay? Although this does literally give you on Monday, day 1, you're going to do an introduction to your chiropractic office using a team photo. And then your call to action is to say hello. Okay. So that's very basic. And so now I could go back here and I could say, and then it literally gives you an outline like diverse content types, educational focus, family oriented, stress management, etc. Right? What I could say is I could say, this is great. However, I want to be able to literally copy and paste this information to my Facebook or Instagram. I do not want to have to think of what to write. Can you help me? So now what we're doing is we're having conversation with AI, and it's now going to generate literal post based on what I gave.
Oh, wow.
But here's the thing, we want this output every time, right? So that means we have to go back to our prompt and fix it, because the prompt we started with did not give us the output we wanted. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
She's still processing
Okay.
the thing
Yeah,
going fast.
I mean, it's just overwhelming because it's just like and I don't want to take away from you teaching everybody else. So this
You're
might
good.
be a sidebar conversation. But for me, I'm sitting here processing, well, how do I get these sites to get to know me and who I am? So how do I make that introduction between myself and AI so that it feels my heart and that it's putting in all this stuff? And that just might be a me and you thing, or just, and I don't want to take away from everybody else. So that's where I'm just, my brain is like all over the place. You know what I mean?
That question is actually perfect
Okay.
because both Claude and ChatGPT have what's called like a brain about you. So, for example, my Claude and ChatGPT know me as a website designer.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Let me show you guys something really cool.
That's my crossroads. Like, how do I get these site? Like, how do I get started? How do I let them get to know both me and my heart and the practice of Dr. Season so that I'm introducing it so it feels both organic and truthful and yet like reaching and all of the above.
Okay, so you do that by using it. It can't learn you if you don't ever use it. And so even if you literally have a conversation and okay, let's go. You're making me really excited because this is so good. Because a lot of people feel how you feel.
Right.
So on
And that's
chat,
what I want, and that's what you want them to feel, because you really want them to feel what they're going to feel when they walk in, right? So, like, up until now, I've just tried to be organic in what we post in regards to just, reviews or people saying things, but like, how do we do it so that it
on
But remember what we tell our patients, healing takes time.
right?
This takes time. So ChatGPT getting to know your soul, it's
Right.
gonna take, the more you use it, the more it'll get to know you. So just be patient.
on
Okay.
ChatGPT, you can actually go to this little diamond. You can only do this, I believe, with the paid version, and you can literally customize the GPT. So back here, you would literally tell it, I'm Jill Cherry. I'm a manifestor with 6-3 profile. This is human design stuff. This is what I've been learning in my class. Because again, Chat GPT AI, this type of AI, the LLM models, they're extremely smart. So they can literally pull from all the different data points and create that warming and welcoming text and social media post that you're wanting. So for you, you could literally customize your Chat GPT and you could say, I am Wendy. I am a manifestor 6-3 profile. I was born this day. I support my husband in his chiropractic office. I really want you to help me create things to not only sound professional, but make my life easier. I do this, this, this. I have 5 children. I do da 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 da. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you literally come up here and you do the custom instructions. You can even literally tell Chat GPT how you want it to respond. My coach has coached me not to put anything here because then you limit the responses. So really you only want to put in custom instructions. Now,
So for me, I want to do that customize, right?
yep. Now, the cool thing with Claude is Claude has what's called a project, okay? So a project, and this is getting into a little bit more advanced AI, but you asked, so I'm going to give it to you. You can literally create a project that is all about Shaylin Family Chiropractic. You can put in your SOPs, you can put in your staff, you can literally copy your entire website copy and put it in there. Ocean, write this down, guys, oceanofpdf.com. You can literally search any book and author you want and get a PDF version of it. For example, maybe there's a book you really resonate with. Maybe it's the Green Books. I do have the Green Books downloads in PDF form. That's just for the philosophical side of content for chiropractic. But you can come back here and just say, what's a book here? Systemology. So SYS Systemology. Okay. So come here. I can come down here and get a PDF version of it. Don't worry, download will start, but just humble request, allow. Okay, now I have this ocean of PDF. I have the PDF of Systemology, which is a book all based on how to run a business. I come over here, I create a project. For you, Wendy, you would say, let's just name it. Or let's just name it your practice name. And then for the goals, what is the project, the goal subject? I want to create a database of my chiropractic office of all of our SOPs, books we run our office by, our staff, systems, well, systems and SOPs. And I want to be able to create content from this information. And then you create the project, and then you basically upload this project with the brain. So what I mean by the brain is I mean your custom instructions over here. So for example, if I add content, I'm going to upload from my device the PDF I just downloaded. So now it's called a project. This project is going to pull information from everything that you give it. So Systemology is a book that was recommended to me again by Callan. I'm just putting it in here as an example. Maybe there's other books that you like to read that you have helped form and shape your office off of. You would put those books in here. You would put maybe just literally anything that you can think of, okay? That is how Claude will learn you. Then you can come back here and you can ask the Claude project, hey, I need help writing this week's social media content. Can you please help me? And it will literally give you a calendar of content based on what you give it. And that's a way to get around the ChatGPT sound, is by giving it the information you want it to sound like. Does that make sense? Also, your tone prompt is going to be huge in the way that the output sounds. Does that make sense, Wendy?
Yeah, it does. It's just a matter of like starting and doing it so that I form that relationship.
Yeah. So, and you'll notice that there is a knowledge size used. So right now I've given it 37% of knowledge. We want it to be at 100%. But again, this is getting into, you know, higher end level thinking when it comes to AI. The purpose of today was just to introduce you to it, that it goes so far beyond what people are like, oh, I can write my blogs with ChatGPT, but they all sound awful. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I want to leave you with one more party trick because it's really fun. I know on my like little sheet thing that got everyone to sign up, it said that we would go over hiring. So we just actually went over hiring in my class yesterday. And I want to review how you guys can use ChatGPT in your hiring process. So not only can you use it with your hiring and your onboarding. So for me, I have a business coach, okay? And then you can have hiring and onboarding as well. So say you hire somebody new, you can literally come back here with all of your company's guides, SOPs, all that stuff, and come back here and they can ask Claude the questions, and Claude responds to them based on, again, the knowledge base you have provided to Claude. But what if, so that's even just after the hiring process. I want to go through what it's like to hire somebody. So say you have a first interview, you go off their energy, it feels really good. What you're going to have them do is you would have them fill out a human design profile, and you can do that on a few different websites, but I'm just gonna do this with you guys like I would do it for me. So let's use somebody else who would be willing to do their human design, and I could tell you like about you and if we would work good together. Who wants to be my guinea pig?
I'll do it.
Okay, perfect. And before we move on, is anyone's mind blown?
Yeah, I need a
oh,
copy of this video.
okay. I'm going to give you a recording of this video as well as my notes and the slide deck. So don't worry. I'm also available for questions, but I just wanted to see who all would be interested. And then I would love to eventually do a course on this stuff and literally take week by week a facet I can teach, then we implement, and then we move on to the next week and we build so that you guys can really implement this AI stuff into your business. Okay. All right, Dr. Beth.
Okay.
What is your full name?
Beth, Beth. You want my middle name too?
I do.
Anne, Anne. Zog, Zogg.
That's your birth name?
Elizabeth, actually, with a Z. And then
Your birth month,
April
birthday,
5th,
and the year.
1967.
Okay. Do you know the time that you were born?
No,
If you were to take a guess.
let's say morning, like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. And where were you born?
Davenport, Iowa.
Okay. So you are a generator, the life force. You make decisions with your sacral authority. You are a 1-3 profile. You are establisher of knowledge and truth. Your strategy is responding. And then I can send all this to you. And then we're going to focus on the first 4 personality numbers as well. There is so much I can say and teach on this, but again, for the sake of time and out of respect for you guys, it's Friday, we're just going to keep it real basic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, go back. Generator, sacral, 1-3 profile. Okay, so we're going to go over to Claude and we're going to go to a new chat. And so say Dr. Beth is interviewing with me to work for Cherry Picked. I don't know if she's going to fit in my position or not. I just really love her. I love her energy. And so what I was going to have her do is I'm going to have her do the human design test. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my AI and I'm going to say, please tell me about Dr. Beth Zog. She is a generator. 1-3 profile. She makes decisions with her sacral and her first 4 personality numbers are 51.1, 57.1, 51.1, 7.1, 27.6, 27.6, and 28.6. I'm trying to figure out how she could fit in my company and what roles she'd serve best in. Okay, so now I just told AI about Dr. Beth Zog, her profile, her numbers, and I want to figure out this information. Okay, so let's see. I apologize, but I don't have any factual information about specific person named Dr. Beth Zog. The details you've provided seem to relate to human design, which is pseudo-scientific belief system. Okay, so I have actually used this in ChatGPT, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. This is why I love ChatGPT and teaching it in real time, because as you guys see me make mistakes and or learn, you guys are learning and you're going to have the same experience when you do this by yourself. So the whole goal of AI is to really teach you how to use it so that you just know how to pivot if needed. Okay, so I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to see what ChatGPT says. Okay, Dr. Beth, you're going to tell me if this is accurate about you, and please be honest, okay?
Okay.
So, And then look, remember, Wendy, when you were like, I just want it to know me and to sound like me. I didn't
Mhm.
give it context that I didn't tell it my company's name, but it knows my company's name because I use it. You see?
Mhm.
So, strengths and how she might fit into your company, Cherry Pick Webco. Here are some potential roles and attributes based on her design. All right. As a generator, Dr. Beth has the energy and drive to see tasks through to completion. She thrives on doing work that she's passionate about and enjoys. You're known for your ability to work tirelessly on tasks that you love. As a 1-3 profile, you indicate a combination of investigator and the martyr. The investigator side means that you're naturally curious. You love to research. You love to dig deep into subjects. That makes total sense, right? You're you enjoy mastering topics and becoming the expert. And then you often learn through trial and error, experimenting and refining processes until they're perfected. You make decisions with your sacral authority. So you make decisions based on your gut. You can quickly determine if it's going to be right for you by listening to your body's immediate response or reaction. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, that does. That's crazy.
Is it weird, right? I'm telling you about your life and we don't really know each other. Not well, right? Your personality number. So you have a pioneering spirit and you're likely to initiate new projects or ideas. You investigate aspects that you like to dive deeply into understanding the details and mechanics of your initiatives. The combination should suggest that you have a strong intuitive ability and can foresee potential outcomes. You have a nurturing side that likely enjoys taking care of others. I totally feel that. The
Yes.
role model aspect means you can lead by example and you demonstrate high standards and ethics in your work. You have faced significant challenges and struggles, but you've learned from them and now can serve as a role model, showing resilience and determination. So for roles in my company, you would really thrive in research or development, a project initiator, so leading new projects, a content strategist, a client relations manager, training and development leader, and then an assurance specialist. What if I said, this is amazing? Thank you so much. How would she fit into a chiropractic office? So you would be a patient care coordinator, research and development specialist, practice development manager, educational program director, an intuitive healer.
Pretty does all that.
She does all that already, right? So, like, as you can see, this stuff is like kind of crazy how you can take a person, interview them, have gut feelings like, I want to go on the next step. Your next step in hiring process would be to get their human design and then coming over into ChatGPT and plugging it in and literally having a conversation with ChatGPT about this person if they would be a good fit for your company. So I'll leave you guys with this because we're about 10 minutes over and I appreciate your time and attention and tell me this isn't amazing, crazy stuff. But you can literally use AI for anything. And if you don't know where to start or it is so extremely overwhelming, let's just ask ChatGPT. So, what are some ways I can use AI to help grow my chiropractic office? And then it literally gives you a list of how you can use AI in your office. And maybe this is again overwhelming. You don't know how to do it. You know that it exists. You can find professionals to help you. But I hope that I blew your mind. I hope that you guys got a lot out of today. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. If you guys want to stay on after for some questions, I don't mind. But let me stop the share and we're going to stop the recording. And I hope you guys have a phenomenal day.
Thank